In this video, I'm going to show you a hot new design trend that I recently found and teach you how you can create one. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juno with Detour Shirts, a channel all about helping you design and sell t-shirts online. If that's something you like to do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there or right here. In this video, I'm going to talk about a design trend that I found recently, and I think it's going to be a trend for spring 2021. So this is a design trend. It's not a trending phrase or anything. It's kind of like the vintage sunset trend. You know how you see that design pattern everywhere? Well, this is a different kind of design trend that I just recently found. I've seen it in stores, in different stores everywhere. So I took some snapshots of what I saw so you can see what I saw and kind of see the similarities in these pictures. I'm going to share with you this design trend in this video, as well as how to make it. You're going to want to stay till the end because I'm going to show you the trend and teach you step by step on what you need to do to create a design with this trend in mind. So it's going to be a tutorial, and at the very end, you're going to see the final product, as well as another edition of trend credit. So there's a lot in this video, so let's get started. So here's the trend I found. This is a t-shirt from Walmart. You'll notice a sans serif type here, font, and you'll notice lots of flowers. So sometimes the flower is behind the letters, and sometimes the flower or object is in front of the graphic. So you can see here it's going in front here, kind of in back. So I just want you to notice that on every one of these. So here are a couple of water bottles from Target. Notice the sans serif font. Look at the leaves. This is going above the S here. This flower is above the S here. So this one again, these are flowers behind the text, and some of it's going above the text. You can see here. Let's look at this one. This is a mug from Target. Kind of the same idea, right? Flowers behind and in front, kind of crossing back and front. So they're all different flowers, but they all have the same kind of sans serif font and flowers. So that's kind of the trend here. Here's a card. You'll notice a sans serif font, flowers in front and in back, right? How about this one? It's everywhere, guys. There's another one. Thank you, flowers in back. When you start looking around and you kind of see these patterns emerging, you notice that this is going to be a new design trend. And of course, spring is coming with flowers. Of course, this is going to be a big hit. Here's Adidas. I found this in Kohl's. Here's, look, flowers in back and in front. And they're doing it in two different styles. Even Adidas is doing this. So this is a new design trend for 2021, and I'm going to teach you how to make it. So I'm calling this trend floral layers. And this is kind of the recipe that you're going to need. These are the ingredients that you're going to need if you're going to build this. So you're going to need at least 3 flowers, 3 graphic flowers. You're going to need at least 3 leaves. So 6 total flowers and leaves. You can kind of mix and match. You could do, 4 flowers, 2 leaves, whatever. And it can be more than that too. I'm saying at least because you're going to need at least that many to have some kind of variety, okay? The next thing you're going to need is a sans serif font. We saw all of those were sans serif font, right? No serifs, nice and clean. So the last thing you're going to need is a color palette, and that just makes everything tied together, okay? So let's go step by step on how to build this, and I'm going to show you how to get all of these 4 ingredients and put it all together, and we're going to make a nice version, our own version, not a copy of any of those, but using those design techniques to make something new and fresh that you can sell online. So the first thing you need is at least 3 flowers and 3 leaves. There's a lot of places you could do that. I'm going to show you a couple of places on the internet, as well as drawing your own if you don't want to buy anything on the internet. We're going to come back to here, Affinity Designer, and we're just going to draw some. So if you need flowers and leaves, one place you can go is Creative Market. I've talked about Creative Market before. I'll have a link in the description where to find Creative Market. But here are some ideas. So you can see there's different kinds of flowers. These are nice. Those are nice. They're all different types of flowers, and they just have a bunch of them. So just find your favorite. If you like, more graphic design style, if you like more watercolor style, they have all kinds of styles, right? More illustrative style. And they have pages and pages. So just find your favorite one. I mean, this one would work really well, just right at the top here. So all these are great, right? Another place you can go to is Vexels. So here's Vexels. Type in flowers like you did back here. I typed in flowers and hit, Creative Market. Type in flowers in Vexels and see all the different flowers here. So you got some really cool, illustrative kind of graphic design flowers. Here's some more like painted flowers. They're all cool, right? So depending on what style you want to do, you can do this too. So you can just get some of these flowers, buy them, use them on your artwork, and use them for other things. Wallpaper, you can see for phone cases, whatever, right? They make great phone cases as well. So this is a couple of places. There's lots of other places. Go to your favorite, stock photography or stock illustration kind of things and find flowers if you want to do that. But if you don't want to buy any flowers, you can make your own and draw your own in Affinity Designer, and I'll show you that right now. So we're back here in Affinity Designer, and I drew these flowers in Affinity Designer. You can see here, they're just points. So all you have to do is, use your pen tool, get creative, and click and drag, right? Like that. And eventually you'll start making flowers. I'm not going to show you how to make each flower, but just like that. You can use shapes, other shapes, just draw shapes. These are all drawn in Affinity Designer. You can see they're all vectors here, and you can color them whatever color you want right now until we find a color palette. So that's it. Flowers, step 1, I got my 3 flowers and 3 leaves. Step 2 is to find a font. So I found some for you right here. So here are some sans serif fonts that you could use. I love veneer. This is veneer clean, so it doesn't have that rough edge. This is Futura, Helvetica New Bold, Impact, Intro, Inline if you want to inline in it. That's kind of a neat thing. You saw that in one of the examples, so I thought I'd put that in there. Lulo, Clean, Bold, Trade Gothic. Most people would probably have Trade Gothic and Futura and Helvetica. Those probably are really standard anywhere. I'm going to use this Nexa Rust. It kind of has that just rough look a little bit. You can see the edges aren't quite clean, but it's still a sans serif font. So I'm going to use that. All right, so we got our flowers and we got our leaves and we got our font. The next thing we need is a color palette. And I'm going to show you how to find a color palette. So here is the website Coolers. You might have seen this on one of my videos. In that other video, I generated different colors, so you can make your own color palette, or you can explore and look at color palettes that are popular right now. So I'm going to do explore this time, and I'll show you what happens. So when I click explore, it's going to think about it, and it's going to send back all the popular color palettes. And you can just take these. Like, these are not trademarked or anything. You can use these colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this color palette right here. I'm going to take a screenshot like this, and boom. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to put that in my Affinity Designer file and save it so I can use these colors for my flowers and my letters and everything. And you'll see how that turns out. It's just going to make it just a lot nicer to look at because these have been proven to work together, right? These have been proven to work all together and people love it. And you can see the popularity. You could use any one of these, actually. Just pick one. I mean, this would be great. That would be great. Any one of these. So just pick one. I'm going to pick this one. So like I said, I'm just grab the color palette straight from that Coolers website. I have it here in my Affinity Design file. So I'm going to save it here and use it for later. The next thing we're going to do is just type in a word. It can be any word. It can be long. It can be tall. I decided to do love and kind of stack it. L-O-V-E. But there's no rules on how you saw all the different styles. You know, Adidas had a long word this way. Good Vibes were 2 words. You know, do whatever you want. I'm going to start with here. L-O-V-E. All right. Just use that sans serif font. Lay out your words first. That's the main thing. And then start using that color palette and those flowers. So you can see here, I used the same colors from that color palette. I made the different flowers and leaves that I showed you earlier, and I just put it behind or in front. So you can see here, these 2 are the leaves I used. I colored it with the colors from the color palette, put it behind the L, right? And this, I put it in front of the L. So you can have those layers, and the way you put things in front and in back in Affinity Designer is here. So you can see here, move to back, move to front, right? So if something you want in the back, just make sure you move it to the back. If you want it to the front, move it in front. So you just need to work with it, move things around. You can, move things around like this and so on, and turn it so it's not the same way, okay? So that is it. So all I did was use the flowers and the leaves. So the next thing is gonna give it just that little extra thing to make it pop out. So here, you'll notice a slight difference, but not much. Boom. Did you notice the difference? So two things I did. So one is I have this V coming above this leaf, but behind this leaf, right? And this right here, this is coming above this leaf, but behind this leaf. So let me show you how I did this trick. All I did was cut out a little part of the V right here. You can see right there. And I put that in front of the leaf. So it looks as if the leaf is coming in front and in back. Same thing with this L here. I move the L, just that little part of the L in front. So that just gives it just that little extra. And then I added these circles here just to give a little more pop of color. So you can see here, just a little more circles, just random circles here, here, and there, just to fill in that space, right? Just to fill in that space. So you can do it like that. And this is it. I really like how this turned out. So the next thing you want to do is reverse the colors to work on a dark shirt. So this looks really nice on white. I love the color combinations here. But what does it look like on a dark shirt? So I'm going to use this dark color right here and make that the background and then change everything else out. So here's what happened. Look at that. So I had to change this color to just be a little lighter, but I think it turned out great on this dark color, right? And this white just pops now. The love really pops on this dark background. So the last thing I want to show you is how does this look like on a black shirt? So using black instead right here, that turned out great too. That color palette just works well with black and white. So that's one thing you need to, when you find your color palette, just make sure it works well on black and white. And I think you'll do really well. So that's it. Very simple, easy. So once you have the flowers, the leaves, and the font, you just start layering things and make it up and over and just kind of make it all kind of work together. So that is the design style. I'm calling it floral layers. You're going to start seeing these a lot in spring 2021, I believe. I'm already seeing it in the stores like you saw. I think it's going to be even more popular as it becomes spring. So get a jump on this one, start designing for this. And even if it's not very popular, it's just really nice. And I think it will sell a lot of good stickers. Make sure to use the right kind of keywords, right kind of words people are looking for. I mean, love always works, but there's other words that people are looking for, and then put it with flowers. It's a winning combination. So good luck on this one. So I hope this video was really helpful for you. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Let me know if you have any questions. Put those questions in the comments. Let me know if you're going to start doing this one. That is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. And your reward is another edition of Trend Credits. Thanks for staying till the end for this Trend Credits. Here's your trend. Chicken nugs and mama hugs. You can see here some low BSRs. Some low BSRs here. Mostly text design, so if you have a graphic in mind, put it in there. I think that will really help. Let's check Merch Informer. Merch Informer, it's getting an A, so you know it's good. I have a link in the description to Merch Informer if you don't have it already. Really good. Here you can see here some other ideas about hugs, so you might want to think about other hug t-shirts too. So if you don't want to do this trend, this exact trend, chicken nugs and mama hugs, think of other things you can put with hugs or with chicken nugs or that rhyme with this. I think if you come up with your own phrase, that'll probably be even better. So this is trending right now. So get on this one as quick as you can. And that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. You can subscribe by hitting that button right there. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.